I'm Megan Bennett.
I'm Lesley Meyer.
And this is Gen X Women Are Sick of This Shit. Hi, Lesley.
Hi, Megan.
How are you?
I am great. I'm a little very tired.
Well, that's because we haven't seen the sun in days.
Already.
I know. I mean, the sun did come out today, but it got dark at like 4.
Yeah.
And snowed.
And will it come out tomorrow?
Probably not.
Bet your bottom dollar.
No, Annie, it will not.
There won't be sun.
No.
And it's only December 2nd.
Right.
As the date of this recording.
Yeah.
Not
It
the
sucks.
date of release.
Right. It sucks. It's dark. It's cold.
Mm-hmm.
It's dreary. I need all the vitamin D I can get my hands on.
Whole bottle.
Mhm.
All at once. That probably wouldn't be great.
My doctor, I think, would be okay with that.
Take it all.
Please keep taking the vitamin D.
I hear that.
I also learned that you can take it vaginally.
Wow.
Yeah, you can take vitamin D.
Is that
vaginally.
FDA approved, or
Apparently.
is this sort of like an off label? How did they do those studies?
She's a great doctor. She's a DO,
Did
and
she
so
say
like
why? Like what's helpful about
no
putting the D in the V?
no, but apparently like put the D in the V. Yeah, no, I don't.
Phew.
She said that if it's one of those little like tablets, you could just pop that sucker in there, or a
Hopefully
capsule.
it doesn't fall out. This is not medical advice. We should say that first. This is not.
Well, I would say ask
medical
your
advice.
doctor.
Ask your doctor
if it's okay to put vitamin D in your hoo-hoo.
Yes, the D and the V or the H.
Could you put your B in your V? Probably. Your A in your V?
I don't know what the letters stand for anymore.
For vitamins.
Oh, God.
And supplements, right? All those. Put your D in the V and your A in the V.
I was like, what is
going all kinds of fucking
There's a
sideways
girl code I don't know about. Which is frankly true. Like,
oh, I don't know anything.
Never knew girl code.
No, I didn't either.
Ever.
No.
It never made any sense to me. I was like secret rules that existed for adolescents.
I was fascinated.
Even in elementary school.
I was fascinated by the girls who always had their hair looking perfect. You know, they did their makeup really well.
Oh, Lordy.
I'm like, I still don't know how to do that.
I'm pretty much, and have been for many years, a like concealer mascara human.
Mm-hmm.
And that is the extent of it.
Yeah.
In real life. Like, or just 2-day-old mascara. I'm not about that. That's all.
Wake up, it's all smudged all over your face.
Well, I found a really great waterproof. I can't wear regular mascara, so I've been wearing waterproof mascara. We're going to figure out what this has to do with anything in a minute. For probably 15, 18 years, the same brand. If it ever goes away, I will. Yeah,
I have to use the clean stuff because otherwise it makes my eyes all itchy. So I think I don't know. It comes in a green tube. That's all I know.
Isn't that funny how you like identify the things that you're like, I know what it looks like, but I couldn't tell you the brand.
Couldn't tell you if it was Maybelline or L'Oreal. I have no clue.
No, not at all.
No. I guess don't be a sponsor of us, Maybelline or L'Oreal, because we wouldn't know.
It's fine. We'll take your money. We'll wear your makeup.
We would figure it out.
We'll at least try it. We'll try it on.
Yes.
It's fine. We're here at the beginning of the show, which is sometimes like this. And also sometimes we start with a segment that we know and love as bullshit and hot goss, or
who died today or recently?
Who died this week?
Yeah.
Recently today. So
we have Quincy Jones is who we were going to talk about today.
Yeah.
Passed away in early November.
Yes.
So we're a little late to the game here with Quincy, but we felt like it was important that we talk about him a little bit because, my gosh, like the amount of music that he wrote and produced and the people that he worked with, and it's pretty deep.
The influence on Gen X in particular. Mr. Jones was born in March of 1933. These are my really sophisticated notes.
Those are sexy notes.
Passed away in November 2024. All-time most nominated Grammy artist with 80 nominations and 28 awards.
Damn.
and worked with some pretty important projects for Gen Xers.
Did a lot of work with Michael Jackson.
Yes.
And that right there puts you pretty high
There you
up
go.
in everything.
Mhm.
Yeah, and the whole "We Are the World" stuff. If you saw that, did
Holy cow.
you see the special, the Netflix special?
No, I didn't.
It's really good. So, Tim, what the heck was it called?
Oh,
A Night to Remember.
A Night to Remember, I think.
Okay.
Oh, I watched you watching it, I think.
How does that work?
I mean, like you were watching it and I was aware that it was happening, and then you did like the download of information and you told me all about it, but I'd kind of been listening. I wasn't really watching it.
Oh.
So I watched you watch it. I heard about you watching it.
She watched it vicariously through you and your knowledge that you shared.
Yep.
I like it. Okay.
But you had thoughts about it.
No, it was great, and it was really fun to see. Well, first of all, it was Michael Jackson and Lionel Richie were kind of the two that wrote the song, and then Quincy Jones produced it, and so the special is really fun because it's got all of this cool footage from that particular night, and a lot of stuff like Lionel Richie talking about like what that evening was really like, and some fun behind the scenes stories of people who well, Bob Dylan was a hot mess.
Sure, certainly.
Like a real hot mess.
Like
and so
any of us are surprised.
He had no idea why he was there.
It's like, I'm just here because I'm Bob Dylan.
Yeah. And it was pretty bad. So, but it was super fun to watch, like all the stuff with Lionel Richie, with Quincy Jones, with Michael Jackson. The fact that Prince was not there. And I guess they did olive branch out to him and ask him if he wanted to be a part of it. And he was like, no, because he didn't ever want to be in the same room with Michael Jackson. Go figure.
Fascinating.
So, yeah,
but I want to know the skinny on that.
Yeah, I don't think those two got along.
Am I remembering correctly that the artists who were involved in that whole thing got like a demo track on like a cassette sent out to them in advance? Is that correct? I think
that's right. Yeah, I think that's right.
I sometimes retain information in the light of what producer Tim might say.
But they had to crank that thing out in one evening and figure out, and this is where Quincy Jones would have come in. They had to figure out, like, first of all, who got what part, like who was singing what part, and then just coordinating the process of putting that together. And I mean, my God, even from a PA standpoint, if you were trying to figure out who arrives at what time,
Holy shit.
how long they stay, if they're going to be in the main, like, I don't know, like the main part of everything, the background music, are they going to be there? Are they there for the video? Are they, my God, what a crazy thing. But he's working in his head, like, who gets what part, and who did they sing with? I mean, really cool. So anyway, recommend that show.
That sounds
really fun to watch.
Incredibly talented human.
Very much so. And I mean, his middle name is or was Delight. Quincy Delight Jones Jr.
Indeed.
Yeah.
That's how they differentiated from Senior.
Yeah.
This one was the Delight. No disrespect to Quincy Jones.
No, it's awesome.
Senior. Absolutely. That is awesome. Quincy Jones also wrote music for The Wiz. Is that correct?
Wiz. I'm The Wiz. Yep.
With Diana Ross and Michael Jackson and the rest of the cast that I cannot recall right now, but that was pretty pivotal Gen X stuff. That came out, that was made for TV, right? It was a musical.
Right.
But was it originally made for TV?
Do not remember. I remember seeing it. I remember.
I know it was not seen in the movie theaters.
Then it must have been a TV thing, right?
For my brain, that doesn't mean anything, because I say lots of things that sound sort of. It was adapted for television, directed by Kenny Leon, and adapted for television by Harvey Fierstein.
Oh, Harvey Fierstein.
From the original musicals book, William F. Brown. Okay. Oh, that's The Wiz Live. Okay, so then did we just talk a bunch of nonsense? How was Quincy Jones involved in The Wiz? Please fill us in. Thank you, audience. That was a really great.
Thank you for helping us out.
Thank you so much. That was wonderful because we're saying things now that absolutely might not be true, but we talked about it like it was true earlier.
Well, while you look that up, I'm going to say that
Say other things.
also was
Please do.
responsible for the Sanford and Son theme.
Yes.
Bum, bum, ba-dum, bum. Bum,
So
bum,
Quincy
ba-dum,
Jones
ba-dum,
on The Wiz
Thank you.
bum.
was the associate conductor,
There we go.
music arranger,
There we go.
music supervisor.
Okay. Not composer. That would be a silly thing to say about a musical. Perfect. Thank you for those accurate titles.
He also did in 1962. Looks like this was some of the early stuff. But do you remember the song Soul Bossa Nova? Soul Bossa Nova.
I do.
That's a great song.
In fact, we were listening to it
so fun
while we were preparing.
And I think
talk
that
today.
was then used in Austin Powers' International Man of Mystery.
Ma'am. Yes.
So
Love that movie.
Fun.
Mm.
Yep. So he will be missed. November 3rd, 2024 is when we lost him. He was 91. That's a lot of work. That's
That
a
is.
lot of work in your life.
91 years old.
Yeah,
That's a long life.
it is. What else we got?
That's sort of, it's a hot goss, but it's sad goss. And a little bit of bullshit because we had to, kind of tap dance through some of that. One thing that we don't have to tap dance through, Megan Bennett, is Gen X women are sick of this shit. Made it into a local magazine.
It did. My God.
Unbeknownst,
You should hold that up.
unbeknownst
are-
to ourselves.
We are in Indianapolis Monthly in the best of issue, which is just cool as shit.
For sure. And we
We didn't even know.
didn't know why or how
Nope. And
it happened, which is
photographer
pretty
called.
typical.
Yeah, right. We didn't know. We don't know anything. The photographer called and said, we need to come take your picture. And they did. And now we are in the Indianapolis Monthly best of issue, which is very cool. We are super flattered. To be
so flattered.
in
It
there.
was incredibly kind and generous. And it's like the equivalent of being in the phone book.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
In the phone book. It was like if we had a business listing in the yellow pages, we would be like, I should have marked the page before we sat down here. Regardless.
Yeah.
Super
cool. I'm
and
really
impressive.
excited.
And it's just neat, not only to see like the work that we put into the podcast highlighted, but it's, what am I trying to say? Just acknowledging like Gen X.
Yeah. I know. Oh my
Yes,
God. They
that's
didn't
what
forget
it
us.
is, right? Like that we're included. And on the page that we are on, there's also like a little nod to like a mullet competition, which is so on point and very
That's about
80s. So that was just kind of nice.
Yeah, I think so too. It was a real fun surprise.
Mm-hmm. And we had one other thing that we wanted to talk about that was hot goss today, and that is our new social media outlet. You want to talk a little bit about that?
So we are on Blue Sky, which is really exciting. And if you have not heard of Blue Sky, it's Twitter, but it's Twitter the way it was, I guess, the way it was supposed to be.
Right.
So the original creator of Twitter created Blue Sky. It's growing so fast, like millions of people joining every single day.
Mhm.
So it's really taken off. We've got a nice follower count already, which is very flattering and awesome.
Yay.
But you can find us on Blue Sky at genxwomenpod.com.
That's awesome.
That's our handle there.
And you're running that.
Yes, for now, but
Not that I
will get you involved.
I will get it. I will get on there and involved. And I'm still obsessively looking for this, but it doesn't matter. It's fine. I need to let it go. And that is our opening segment.
That's pretty good.
Of
That was
bullshit and hot
there's a lot of
goss
bullshit and a lot of hot goss.
here on Gen X Women Are Sick of This Shit, which is going to take us right into our namesake. What is on your hat? Which is the shit that we're sick of
Gen X
today.
women are sick of this shit. Yeah.
What shit are we sick of today, Meg?
Well, I think we were gonna say that we're sick of the cold.
Already.
We're sick of the winter
Honestly.
already. It's not even winter.
No, not
Like it's
officially.
days and days
It
away.
is late fall. Yes. We have many days until the longest night of the year.
No wonder people are depressed.
Yeah.
This is hard. Like, well, you're a therapist.
Mhm.
You have to see this, right?
I think between really the election is what's been the most pressing thing for most humans that I've had conversations with. The weather's just beginning. It's like, it's cold, but we know in Indiana that we have 4 to 5 more months of this.
If you can get to March, you can get to early March, then it feels like it's okay.
You're going to survive. You're going to be okay.
But February is the longest month, even though it's the shortest month.
Because it's dark.
God.
So we're sick of the cold. And we're sick of, I don't want to say that we're sick of the holidays because we just had our first round, but maybe like we're hearing a lot about sort of preemptive stress related to the holidays.
The pressure of the
holidays. It's not so much the holiday. There you go. The pressure of the holidays, the obligatory, kind of events or things that we do as humans, and maybe a time which is just a little bit more stressful.
I don't even want to put up a tree, y'all.
Oh,
seems like a lot of work.
It is a lot of work.
I'm an empty nester now. Meh.
I hear that.
I got to rearrange furniture.
Yes,
It seems like a big pain in the ass.
it is a big pain in the ass. I'm still doing all that shit though.
Maybe I need just a
while.
log. I'll just go get a hunk of wood out of the backyard and just
Pine.
stick it up there and decorate it with some tinsel.
A log. You're gonna decorate a log
A Yule log.
with some lights.
Yes. Just take
I
a
think that's
twig,
fine.
wrap some lights around it.
So to me, like decorating for the holidays, it's less about Christmas and it's more about creating light that is really attractive in a room
that
where I spend my winter.
Yeah, I can get behind that.
So the tree stays up, it's filled with lights, and I do like some above the entertainment center. I create like these little like forest scapes and I fill it with fairy lights.
Cool.
And there are sparkly trees and I put one on the mantle. Like these take some time, but then they just stay up and I switch them in the spring. So it's just like these fairy lights just kind of stay on and they're cozy. The tree does come down because it's done, but it's a fake tree, so it doesn't matter. But those stay up for a while and it just sort of like
all right, you're inspiring me. Maybe I will
through it.
Drag the tree out of the garage. Well, I will have my husband drag the tree out of the garage.
Yes.
And then I will put it up.
Fill it with fucking lights and just leave it until March. It's fine. It'll be a glowy thing in a room as long as you can stand it.
You don't think my neighbors will look at me weird if I have my tree up? Like, oh, that's true.
You can look at your neighbors weird right back. I believe in you.
I got some weird.
With kind weird. You just...
gentle weird.
I like because it is so dark. It's particularly in Indiana. We have like... I don't know why I know this fun fact. Some of the lowest vitamin D levels in the country.
You could put that in your vajay.
Truth. Throwback to the beginning of this episode that's maybe 15 minutes old. Just in case you forgot, friend. Talk to your doctor.
Talk to your doctor, but...
not on the advice of these two ladies. To me, the holiday decorations are meant to like keep your spirits literally brighter as you go through the darkest time of the year.
Okay.
And I try not to pay attention to like the holiday-y part. I think the push for Christmas and like shopping and gifting, that's the part to me that feels just totally hard. Like gross this year. Just
yeah, well,
a little bit out of
maybe
sync with the world.
Yes.
I don't know.
Yes, yes, all the things. Yes.
Does that resonate?
It doesn't feel. It feels like, and maybe it's just because it just every year it feels like it gets faster and faster. It should still be July.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not.
I barely had a July.
Like, I know what happened. Like, it's just gone. Anyway, I feel like this will resonate, and we will probably hear from some folks who feel the same way, because it just, I don't know where it came from. I don't know how it got here this fast. It was just Halloween. It's weird, but
I didn't decorate for Halloween.
No, I didn't either. It's time to put some lights up, though. That's okay. I could do that.
Some lights. I will say, in terms of holiday gift giving, which we're not really talking about from a Gen X perspective today, in a future episode. I was talking to my kids and I'm like, what do you want? And they're like, oh, they really just want help with life, like financial life things. Like my daughter wants to buy a car. So we're going to help with
Yep.
a little bit of that.
I hear
My
that.
son has some stuff he's looking forward to. And I'm like, I'm just going to do fancy stockings. Like, we're just going to, make those kind of fun and spend time
Oh,
together.
that's good.
And
That's
not
good.
do a ton of. So I was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not going to the mall. That sounds scary.
Hey, what mall?
Not the same mall
No.
that we went to a few
Sad.
episodes ago.
Right.
Okay.
I love those malls. So yeah, same kind of thing. My daughter put some stuff on a giftful list.
Nice.
So I'll do a little shopping, but not much, and probably absolutely all online.
Yep.
It's just meh.
And we're not between the adults, my partner and I, we're not doing anything for one another. We're just like, we went on a nice trip. We got a weekend away. That was Christmas.
Fair.
We'll see what happens
Fair.
the rest of the year. So something that people are really sick of, in addition to kind of what we're talking about, are those forced family holiday high expectation interactions. And we were going to do like a little conversation about just like how to survive the holidays before we go into the main segment of our show, which we forgot to talk about at the beginning. Again, no surprise.
Sounds about right.
The main topic of this show is
We're going to talk about movies, holiday movies.
What kind of movies?
The holiday stuff, all the Christmas movies from before and now, and the stuff that kind of gets us through this darkness
I love
of
that.
winter.
Okay. So that's where we're going to end up.
Yep.
In the in-between, should I give like some tips for surviving the holidays?
I think that would be a really good idea. Absolutely.
Because oftentimes people are like, I can't just cancel everything. Or I can't absolutely not go to some of the things.
Can't just hide in my basement with my sweatpants on and play video games, because that's what I really want to do.
In fact, we'll start there.
Okay.
So one of the things that I suggest to folks is like, what do you want out of this time? Like, what is important to you and why is it important?
Mm-hmm.
So when you're looking at the list of requests and things that you have done in the past, because you have always done them,
Mm-hmm.
what is important to you? Don't think about anybody else. Don't think about disappointing anybody. Don't think about what it means to your great Aunt Betsy, who just counts on you to do this like 24-hour ladybug twirling. That's not a real thing, but that just popped into my head. I don't even know what that means. Don't worry about that.
Yeah.
Think about what is important to you and why it's important, and then go from there.
Okay.
Because if you kind of identify the one or two things that maybe you most look forward to or feel most special, and that might be, I love having Christmas Day all to myself.
Mm-hmm.
It might mean, I don't know, give me something.
It might be all the family, right? It might be, that might be your big thing, is I like to be surrounded by my family. I like to, I like the getting up in the morning and doing the Christmas things.
Yeah.
I like going to the parties. I mean, that totally could be your thing.
Mm-hmm. So find that, identify it, and then simplify it. What about that feels important to you? So, and try to make sure that that little piece happens in the most uncomplicated way possible. So if going to all those parties means that you feel like you have to take 25 different kinds of appetizers, maybe you don't do that. Maybe you take a bag of pretzels. I don't know. You don't have to make
one dish
that
you kick ass at.
Yes.
And take that.
Simplify it. Cook things that are familiar and easy. Like, just don't make big, complicated plans. Set expectations, lower expectations, perhaps. And just know that, like, the thing that you can do the best in that moment is just to be present and have have conversations and enjoy the time.
Just give yourself
a break. You're doing. Yeah.
Give yourself a break.
What helps you? I don't know what your like holiday requirements look like. What are your obligations? That's what that hand sign is. What all do you have to do?
I don't have much now, being an empty nester. My daughter's out.
Mm-hmm.
She'll be in town, which will be great.
Mm-hmm.
So there'll be some little stuff like hanging out with my mom and hanging out with my daughter and stuff like that. But really fairly low key. Like it used to be when she was younger. You had to go see Santa.
Mm-hmm.
You had to, you had to go do the shopping that you had to do because you had a little kid who, by God, Santa was coming. You got to fill that Christmas tree full of cool stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And we just don't have that anymore.
Mhm.
So it's really become a much more low key kind of event.
Mhm.
And that could be kind of sad too, because you miss sort of the, all of the
That's
hustle
true.
and or bustle that there was.
Yeah, I think that's true. There is a transition from, because if you have children, there is an excitement in creating that for them.
Mm-hmm.
There's also an energy that kind of drives you
Right.
with that. It like kind of motivates you to get organized. But if you have children, as they live their own lives, there's less of that. So recreating that experience as you would like it to be for yourself.
Yeah.
And whatever that looks like for you with like young adults or maybe older adult children who are maybe starting to have their own families, you can like kind of redefine that. Hey, Megan.
Hey, Lesley.
It's the holiday season.
Yes, ma'am.
And we here at Gen X Women Are Sick of This Shit happen to have a shop.
We have an Etsy shop. Absolutely.
We do. We have an Etsy shop with merch, some of which you are wearing right now, adorable things. And we are doing something special this season.
We are, because the world is the world now. We decided that we were going to play our part, do what we can to help support women. And we are donating $1 for at minimum of $1 for every item sold to the Center for Reproductive Freedom.
Yep. And that will go through the end of the month, or?
Yeah, we'll do that through the end of December, and then we'll probably pick another nonprofit for January. But
Yep. And so that'll be a minimum donation of $50. We think it will be more than that, that we'll be making to the Center for Reproductive Freedom.
Yep. So if you are looking for a gift for yourself or for another Gen X woman, check out our Etsy store. And know that we are doing our part to lift up women as much as we can in these trying times.
Some other things to survive the holidays, just like quick little tips that I would give. Try to keep your routine as much as possible. Don't like tip into I'm going to stay up super late just because it's Christmas. Like, try to get yourself to bed at the same time. Get up at the same
It's
time.
dark, Lesley. I'm in bed by 8.
There you go. Go to bed at 8 o'clock. Don't stay up super late.
Please don't make me go to Christmas parties.
There are
and have to be
times
up
I
late.
text
That's
you
just not-
way too late at night when neither
You
one
are a night owl.
should be up doing things. But that's honestly because that's the moment that I've had to sit down and tend to the thing.
Okay, that's fair.
So I at least send you the information so that if you wake up the next day, you'll go, oh, she did get that done. That's amazing. I'll be like, yeah, I'm going to do it.
Yeah, I'm like,
I promise you.
Right.
So keep those routines. Ask for help with anything and say no. If there's something, even though you've been doing it for 25 years, it's okay. Like, people will survive being disappointed.
Right. And and honestly, they may be relieved. Like, they may feel like you are the one that really wants this
to do
thing to happen.
The trip to the candy cane farm that you always go to. That's where the ladybugs also are.
Yeah.
I can't remember what I had them doing, but something important.
Twiddling. I don't know.
They were doing something awesome. It's probably Ladybug Circus. It's okay to downsize,
Yeah, that's totally where we are.
I
It's
love
just
that.
we're gonna take it a little slower, a little partly necessity, right? Like, why?
Yes,
But-
why work so
yeah.
hard, and why make it hard on yourself?
Mhm.
I think that's totally true.
Mhm.
The other thing we had identified that you can do, like if you're at one of those family gatherings and we've all talked about all the things and there's nothing to catch up on anymore, you can put a holiday movie on. You can pet a cat.
You can pet a cat.
You can pet
Hello, Dr. Leo Marvin. What's up?
Hi, buddy.
You are
missed
named
you.
after a character on a movie that is not a holiday movie.
No, but it's one of my favorites. It's so
Good.
good. Before we go to the movie portion of this,
Mhm.
I just want to shout out your wardrobe currently.
Oh God, I am.
You are
decked.
wearing all of the Gen X
am.
women are sick of this shit winter gear.
I got the beanie. The
It
Gen
is
X women are sick of this shit.
So
beanie.
cute.
And then I've got the big slouchy sweatshirt. I
Yes.
do think I ordered too big of a size, but it's okay.
I think it looks amazing. You're going to be able to put a long sleeve shirt on
Yeah.
underneath that and like gloves and a scarf. I just don't know what he's going to do back here behind me.
He's coming at you. Yeah, no, this is all stuff that we've got in the Etsy store. It's been really fun.
That's so great.
The beanie makes my heart skip a beat. I got that in the mail and I was like,
super
this
cute.
is so fun.
That's awesome. I need to order some stuff too. So I just wanted to say,
thank you. Yeah.
Hey, you look
Thank you.
awesome.
Thanks.
You're welcome. You want to introduce this segment however you want?
Sure, we can. I mean, we were talking about being cold and sad, and not sad necessarily, but just cold. And one of my favorite things to do when it's cold is I watch a lot of movies, and I go downstairs into my basement and I have the whole setup. I've got an electric fireplace that just does its thing and heats up the whole space. Got my awesome sofa, got my big TV. And so this time of year, it's really fun to sit down and watch some of the really good classic Christmas movies and holiday movies that are out there. And I'm talking about the stuff like pre-Hallmark channel, you know.
Yes.
Because I know there's a whole element of folks who love the Hallmark Christmas movies and just can't get enough. But this is sort of pre all of that. This is the movies that either are super obviously Christmas movies.
Sure.
Or the ones that we've said.
Like with Christmas in the title.
Right.
Where it's
right.
just
like
right on the nose.
White Christmas.
Yes.
You know, it's a Christmas movie. And
We
then,
hope.
right. And then some that are not maybe possibly Christmas movies that we've decided, you know what, fuck it. They're Christmas movies.
We're pausing. I think there's nothing more frustrating. This is going to be an interesting transition for the listening audience. Nothing more frustrating than understanding that your pet is trying to communicate something to you, but their mode of communication just evokes anger, not sympathy or understanding or insight. And they aren't saying anything useful, really, functionally to us as human beings. Like, the better thing is to say, I'm a little upset you're not spending enough time with me.
I mean, if a cat could like have a conversation about like, I don't know, like string theory.
Yeah.
Something like that. Like we could talk about that.
We can chat about these things.
I don't want to hear about other stuff.
Yeah.
But you're slightly unhappy with the kibble.
It's sort of like our families during the holidays. We wish that we could have rational conversations, but sometimes we just watch movies.
Yes. Please. That's just the easy way to go. Anyway, yes. Yeah, so
what kind of movies do you watch? And movies during the holidays.
So movies during the holidays, like there are some really some that are very obviously Christmas movies.
Yes.
Because they have Christmas in the title.
Yes,
right?
Thank God.
And then there are the random movies that may take place around Christmas or during Christmas that wouldn't traditionally be a Christmas movie.
Yes.
But we could make a case for it being a Christmas movie.
I think there are
like
a few of those.
Right. So like the quintessential one is Die Hard.
Yes.
Like, is it a Christmas movie in your house?
I've never watched Die Hard.
Tim, producer Tim.
From beginning to end.
This is not my fault.
On purpose. No, nothing. I'm not blaming producer Tim.
Oh, I am. Producer Tim.
I had a whole life
not my
before
fault.
he existed, and I'm older than he is, so
okay,
it's fine.
This needs to be rectified, like this season.
She won't sit through it.
So
why? Okay. Why?
To be
Why?
total, I have probably seen much of it. When did Die Hard come out in theaters? Let's contextualize.
Like what? 87. That's my guess. I could be wrong. 88, 80. I don't know. I know it came out in July.
1988.
1988. So I was like just in a tiny hell in 1988. Truly, I'm not just trying to pull the dead mom card again, but that everything post dead mom, like I'm just not responsible for.
Okay,
there was no influence in my life to get me.
I am not minimizing.
No.
Dead mom.
There's no.
It's been many years, Lesley.
I know,
We've
but like,
got
why go back?
to get you to watch this.
I've seen parts. I understand what it is.
First off, Alan Rickman.
Amazing.
Yes.
Yeah,
and
I love
truly
Alan
this
Rickman.
character is
Harry Potter, right?
Hans Gruber,
Yes.
Gruber is
it's
amazing.
It's Alan Rickman's introduction into American consciousness.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And if for no other reason, him taking the fall at the end of the movie, spoiler alert,
I won't remember
is
anyway. It's okay.
so
You can
good.
tell me. Okay.
And like cinematically, they talk about like he was interviewed about that particular role.
Yes.
And he was holding on, and they said, we're going to count to 3 and then drop you. And they only counted to like 2 and dropped him. So he has this look on his face of like sheer, like, what the fuck?
Oh my God.
Because like, and that's not acting, but he didn't really fall that far. But
I'm sure it was like on.
But 1, 2, and dropped him so that you got the immediate
Actual
reaction.
terror and not the calm, cool, collected fall.
Right. So good.
But I always say, yes, of course it's a Christmas movie because people have lots of feelings about it. And I'm like, why not?
Shoot the glass.
Yes.
Oh, so good.
Should be a Christmas movie.
It is a Christmas movie.
Okay. What makes it Christmas?
It takes place around Christmas. I mean, it actually came out in July,
Okay.
but it's set at the producer Tim is shaking his head. Anyway, it's the office Christmas party.
It's set at his estranged wife's Christmas party at her high-rise building.
Nakatomi Plaza. I think that's right.
Nakatomi
Plaza.
All like one night?
Yes.
Kind of. So it's just like a day in the life. It's a night in the life of these people at Christmas time.
I mean,
I love the fact that I don't know.
Literally, like,
I don't know how to handle this.
People use Die Hard to measure other movies with.
I know. I hear it.
Like,
there is a cultural hole that is happening here.
I know.
I'm okay with it.
And she is.
I appreciate other people's appreciation. I hear all the references. I've seen the picture of him like climbing through the air vent thing or something. I don't know. Bruce, and he has sort of a blondie. Is he in his like, is it shaved in that movie or did he like bleach the tips? I don't remember. Did he have hair then?
Yes.
Life really should be measured in Bruce Willis. Tiny hair.
How much hair you have?
I don't know.
Bald Bruce Willis.
Bald Bruce
Lesley,
Willis.
there were like 12 Die Hard movies.
I know. They've all happened without. I know. I'm excited.
Well, you should be because if only I could go back in time and see this movie
with
first time again.
Like,
that's it. We're having a date night.
We have to
go. Watch this movie.
Yay! I will watch. It'll all be exciting for me to watch. So yes, Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
Okay. How about Gremlins?
Yes. Oh
okay.
yeah.
You have seen this one.
Out of Gremlins.
Okay.
Gremlins is one of the saddest Christmas movies ever.
Yes. Please tell us why you think it's the saddest
we can
Christmas
talk about,
movie ever.
It is a Christmas movie and it is sad. And I cited the reason for my feeling about this because dude's girlfriend, Phoebe Cates, who plays Kate, tells a story. There's like a 1.5-minute segment about her father getting stuck in a chimney on Christmas Eve, dressed as Santa, taking presents down the chimney. Yes, we all know, physically impossible. However, that wasn't the magic that was supposed to happen. And fucking breaking his neck and dying in the chimney on Christmas Eve.
And they didn't find him for a while.
Nope, 4 or 5 days. While the whole family is decorating the tree, Dad doesn't come home. They think they've been abandoned during the holidays. 4 days later, she goes to start a fire. Something smelly happens. And that's why this is the saddest Christmas movie ever. Now, do we refocus the plot on this movie? Absolutely not. We just keep going with the Gremlins. And he's like, oh, I'm so sorry. I understand now why you hate Christmas. I am a loving, supportive boyfriend. By the way, we have to go deal with this gremlin issue.
By the way, I accidentally fed this after midnight. Now it's like...
So sorry.
Now it's crazy.
Let's go. And she's like, sure, yeah, let's go do that.
We'll fix this. I want to know, because I don't remember from the movie, did that change and now does she like Christmas? Like, did it resolve itself?
I don't think so.
Or is she like, now I really fucking hate Christmas because like
double down on that shit.
Yeah.
Look what happened.
Dad stuffed in a chimney and also gremlins.
Bad. Christmas is generally always bad.
Not her holiday.
Nope. It's a lot of stress. So there we go. And that is what I remember about gremlins. I kind of remember the rest of the story. I remember the little fuzzy guy. He's cute.
He was cute.
And Spike.
Spike was the badass, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The badass gremlin.
Mm-hmm. And I know there was a Gremlins 2.
There might have been 3. I have no idea. I don't know. Anyway, yes, there were 2. I know.
So yes,
there were 2.
Gremlins, Christmas movie.
All right, so those 2 we think are Christmas movies.
Sure.
So now, like the more traditional Christmas movies, It's a Wonderful Life.
Oh yeah! Oh my gosh, I love It's a Wonderful Life. Yes.
So that one. Then you've got like Christmas in Connecticut. Do you remember that one?
Maybe. No, not off the top of my head. I'm not going to say that I've never watched it, but I will say I don't think I've ever watched it. Christmas in Connecticut.
Connecticut.
So
that's a classic.
Finding that right man on the wrong honeymoon. We're going to have to watch this one.
It's a really cute one.
I don't know about this. I just love that line. Finding the right man on the wrong honeymoon.
That's a good one.
Saucy. Okay.
And
I do
White
recognize
Christmas
the cover.
is another one.
Love White Christmas.
Yeah,
yes,
that's a really
we
good.
watch that every year.
So those are the old, like to me, those are the old ones, right?
Okay.
Well, Miracle on 34th Street,
Yes.
and then A Christmas Carol with
Yes.
with Scrooge and the whole bit, and then a Muppet Christmas Carol,
Muppet Christmas Carol,
which is a great one.
Charlie Brown Christmas.
Yes. Well,
Animated.
is that more of a TV show, right?
I think of it as like a TV movie.
TV movie. Okay.
As a kid, it felt like that.
Okay.
We talked about it on the TV show one, but in my brain, I put it in the movie category.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
probably not a movie.
All right.
You're right.
My favorite, well, I don't know. I like so many of these, but A Christmas Story is probably one of my absolute
on
all-time
my
favorites.
list. Yes.
Yeah.
A Christmas Story, the like local channel that I think it's 59 plays it all day long, 24 hours on Christmas Day.
TBS, I think is like,
okay.
starting on Christmas Eve all the way through like 24 hours.
Yes.
It's so great. I have warm, fuzzy memories of that one because my grandmother loved that movie.
Yes.
So it was
so many
on
quotes.
back to back to back to back.
Publishers!
Yep.
Yeah.
Publishers! Sons of bitches!
Yes.
Only I didn't say fudge.
Love that.
Yeah. So good.
Just the whole Christmas from the eye level viewpoint of a child, like going to see Santa, going down the slide.
Oh my God, that
like,
Santa's
the
so
elves,
good.
And just inside Ralphie's imagination, that is really how you figure things out as a child.
Yeah.
Like is through story and you're crafting a narrative to like survive.
And it had everything. Like it had the bullies, it had, double dog dare, triple dog dare, all that. So
absolutely.
good stuff.
The Farkas Affair.
The Farkas Affair, as it came to be known.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of those movies that nobody wants to watch with me because I know all the words to it. And then I just keep talking. That and Princess Bride. Like nobody watches that movie with me. It's very sad. I have to watch that by myself. But that's okay because I entertain myself.
And you know exactly what you're going for. I mean, you know all the beats and the moments. So
Absolutely.
It's like really satisfying from a sort of cathartic emotional way.
I could just recite it all. It's fine. What else is on your list?
Christmas Vacation.
Yes.
Uncle Eddie.
Yes.
Moose Glasses. Eggnog.
Shitter's Full.
Shitter's Full. The Lights.
Yes. So
trying
good.
to get the lights on.
Todd and Margot.
Todd and Margot. I don't know Margot.
Okay, Todd.
Yeah. Cat in a Box. Jell-O
Yes.
in a Box. Grandma.
And
The
Blessing.
Blessing.
Red Glare.
That one.
So
Yes.
good.
Just getting the Christmas tree. It's just been around.
Squirrel in the tree.
We've grown up with it. The too large tree for the room.
Yes.
Clark losing his mind. The idea of a holiday bonus, which truly is laughable now.
I know.
In that same way.
Yeah.
Just
you can
so
kidnap
many...
your boss all day long and you're not getting that Christmas bonus.
Yeah. We're just going to go to prison. but that's okay. So that's on the list. And then I also had White Christmas on the list. from my like child heart perspective, I think of like The Wizard of Oz and Sound of Music. I associate those with Christmas. Just
not
more from
necessarily
the experience
Christmas
of
movies, but they they were played around Christmas.
Yeah. So I kind of associate those just with like getting together with family to like watch often TV specials where you could watch The Wizard of Oz or The Sound of Music. And then contemporary movies, big on our list is Elf.
Yes, Elf, absolutely.
And new fave just last year with our dear Stranger Things actor David Harbour, fucking Violent Night, which is probably one of our all-time favorite Christmas
I have
movies.
not seen that yet,
right
so
now.
I need to.
It is a brutal bloodbath in the most humorous. Apologies to people that just don't like that kind of thing. I don't typically. Comedic timing, Viking Santa. It's just incredible and laughable. It's so gory. You laugh your ass off the whole time.
All right.
And it's intended to be that way. Like it's very tongue in cheek. The family is like the worst of the worst of the worst. So there's that contemporary family Christmas movie. And then our other favorite contemporary kind of family Christmas movie is A Very Murray Christmas, starring Bill Murray.
Oh, okay.
With Rashida Jones' daughter.
Oh, Quincy Jones' daughter.
Quincy Jones.
Very cool.
Along with many, Maya Rudolph is in it, Miley Cyrus, George Clooney. And that movie is, in fact, a drinking game. So if you drink every time that Bill Murray drinks in about 15 minutes, you will be wasted. And it is great fun. And they don't mess around. I mean, it's the good stuff. It's like martinis and shots of vodka. And
that seems like a great way to pass the cold, dark.
It is. And it's short. So
December.
Like you're going to drink real fast and then have some snacks. And it's delightful. It's really well executed.
So you mentioned Bill Murray. So you have to talk about Scrooged.
Oh gosh, yes. No, I do enjoy Scrooged.
What a great movie.
Yes.
That one held up really well over time too. Really fun.
Does your family have any like Christmas ritual in terms of movie watching? Are there things that like you all like to watch together or did watch together?
I always have to watch It's a Wonderful Life. That's probably one of my top. Just it's just a classic. It's just great. It's got the original Bert and Ernie in it. I mean, it's just it's
true.
So good.
Yep.
So that's probably the top one. I am curious. Like I've got others on my list, but I'm curious about Love Actually and how you feel about that movie. You have not seen it.
I have not watched
that. Look on your face. Do you have something against Alan Rickman?
Not at all.
I need to know.
I think he's wonderful. I love Alan Rickman.
You have not seen Love
Actually. So much of that was like the timing of when these movies released, and it was just not a time in my life when I was like going to the movie theater. I don't know how Love Actually came out in the 90s, and I just missed it. Like, we should get the actual year.
Yeah, hang on.
I can go back in the Lesley Wayback Machine and there are good reasons for everything.
Because everybody and their freaking brothers in the movie.
And it comes around at least once a year. Oh, 2003, I was having my second child. I wasn't going to the fucking movie theater. I had a 2-year-old and an infant.
Well, then you were wide awake anyway. You should have just...
I had a 2-year-old. I had an infant. I was taking care of I was helping my uncle who was actively dying and getting ready to move my grandmother here to Minneapolis.
Like,
I missed
you're
out.
You're not going to win this.
No, I'm not. But
it's not a winning. They're just very good reasons for not seeing.
What's great about this, though, is I know how I'm spending my December.
Right.
I've got it figured out now. I'm sitting and watching movies with Lesley.
Yeah.
And that's fine. That'll be really fun.
You can guide me.
We could live stream that shit.
The Die Hard to Love Actually.
Right.
6 degrees of Alan Rickman.
This is fun because people are very split on how they feel about Love Actually.
I've read that. It pops up on the Instagrams every once in a while.
People love it or they really fucking hate it.
Tons of opinions.
So so it'll be
talk
very
about
interesting.
It, and they're like, oh, and I'm like, oh yeah, I just act like I watched it because I don't.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Love Actually. And I think some people will tell me things and I'm like, oh, I've seen parts. Oh, you should watch the whole. Oh, I definitely will. I don't have time to sit.
You're going to watch it with me. That's all.
But I'll watch it with Megan and for Megan.
Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh, heck yeah. Christmas movie.
Okay.
Can also be a Halloween movie.
Yeah, of course.
But it's like the beginning of Christmas. That's what Halloween is.
It's the transition movie.
And the Haunted Mansion in California at Christmas was decorated at Disney, had the Christmas
I think they do that every year, don't they?
Still happening. Yeah. When I took my adult kids, we went for like 3 days in January. That was their Christmas, our Christmas. And that was really freaking cool.
That's very cool.
It's definitely Christmas.
Super fun. Polar Express.
Yes. We watch that still to this day on Christmas Eve.
Does the animation make you creeped out at all, or do you love it?
I don't think I have strong feelings about it.
Okay.
It's a little weird. All the guys kind of look the same, but that was...
They're all Tom Hanks, I think, so.
I get it.
Okay.
It doesn't... I don't have strong emotions.
All right. Fair.
My son just... We got to watch it. So
let me see. Just a couple others that I had on my list. Home Alone. Never saw it, did you?
Mm-mm.
John Hughes. Mm-hmm. Where have you been?
I saw the other John Hughes movie. I can't say that that's totally true. I probably have watched chunks of A Christmas Story. Like
No.
But I never... Home Alone. Yeah. But I never sat down and said, I better watch Home Alone tonight. Like, that's not been on my list.
It is funny. I don't know. To me, it's more important that you watch Die Hard to me than it is. This is personal.
It's about you. And
this is about me. Like, it is more important that you see Die Hard than it is that you see Home Alone.
I hope that my lack of watching certain films evokes emotion in many people.
I think you will. It's cathartic, right? Like, people are going to be like, "Oh, now it's safe for me to say that I haven't seen this movie." I hope so.
Yes, there we go. We're in the no. I've never watched that,
and I won't shame you.
Absolutely not.
No, but I will fix you.
I will make it better. So I would, on my list, I would also add, in terms of a Christmas movie, is Auntie Mame.
Oh yeah, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So but it's a long film.
A
lot of people will watch that anymore. But that kind of, because she meets Beauregard at Christmas when she's working at, not Gimbals, she's working at the other department store. I can't remember the name. But like, there's that whole, like, when they get together and they're climbing the Alps and when she falls in love.
My gosh, you could even make a case for like Little Women being a Christmas movie. You could make a case for... I don't know. There's tons of movies that...
In our house, Harry Potter, all 8 of them are Christmas movies.
I mean, they all have Christmas in them.
Yes.
So, yeah.
And we watch those typically during the season. And then our post-Christmas January survival films are the Lord of the Rings trilogy and The Hobbit. And we usually have a Lord of the Rings day where we watch all 3 of them.
Yeah, I could see that.
Make a Hobbit feast.
I want those to come back out in the theater and do like the 9-hour.
Oh, that would be great.
Yeah.
They just did an anniversary release. We couldn't do any of them. But it was not, you couldn't go see all of them.
Yeah.
We were like, yeah, let's go do it.
We did do a Harry Potter thing where it was like the last, I think it was Deathly Hallows 1 and 2, I think.
Super
and
fun.
You could see like the 1 and then finish it with the second one. I remember going to see that. That was cool.
So I think the point, to sum all of this up, where we are in this moment.
To sum up.
Bullshit, hot goss, sad things, good things. We're sick of the cold.
Yes.
We know that people are struggling with the holidays and seeing all of their families. We've given some tips and tricks. We've talked about a lot of holiday movies. You can agree or disagree. Please discuss, debate, send us a note, put it in the comments.
Yeah. Tell us which one you like the best.
And
if we got something wrong.
Every episode, or somewhere in the episode, we insert, we have cool new merch. It's cozy and cute. The other thing that we like to do is a 5 minutes of fame. Stories that are sent in to us by our listeners.
And they can be stories that are run-ins with celebrities that you had when you were a kid. You actually aced the Presidential Physical Fitness Award.
Yep. Nope.
No, nobody ever did
Not
that.
me.
But maybe you did. But stories like that, we want to hear those kind of fun stories.
Yeah, and we have one today that we're gonna end the episode with. I
love it. Let's listen.
Hey, it's Rebecca. I'm leaving a message. Megan Bennett saw my post on the Facebook group and suggested that I call and tell my story about being an intern at Sassy Magazine after growing up being in love with 17 magazine and getting a couple of quotes published. I think for me, I grew up in the deep suburbs of Washington, D.C., where like nothing ever happened. It was so quiet and bucolic and really lovely in some ways. But I knew there was this world outside that involved magazines and publishing, TV and all of that. And the idea that you could subscribe to this magazine and it would come every month and be filled with all of this information written and edited by these sophisticated people in New York City was like magic to me. I mean, even just mail felt like magic in the 70s and 80s, that you could send away for something and it would show up at your house in the middle of nowhere. And I just remember reading in 17, which I definitely read from cover to cover, including all of the ads, that they wanted readers for some kind of reader panel. So I must have sent in a letter, I don't remember, but a packet came in the mail shortly after with a list of questions that they wanted quotes from readers about. And the questions had to do with our opinions on, I guess it was Tipper Gore and other people at that time trying to rate rock records. At any rate, I became a member of this reader panel for 17 magazine when I was 15. And I filled out the questionnaire with my opinions on Cyndi Lauper's She Bop and Madonna's Like a Virgin, saying how I was going to listen to that music, whether it was censored on the radio or banned in the record store anyway.
Absolutely.
And then when the issue with Molly Ringwald came out and they quoted me in the article twice, I couldn't believe it. I told everyone I had a byline in 17. Of course, I didn't know what a byline meant.
That's amazing.
But eventually I made my way to New York. I went to NYU. I got an internship at Sassy, which was 100 times cooler than 17. I wish I could still work there. They were the most snarky, brilliant, hilarious, feminist young women. Yes. Christina Kelly, Margie, Diane, Mary Kate. I mean, and Mike, who was obsessed with the Ramones. Everyone remembers him. It was intimidating and thrilling and just a 100% joy to be a part of Sassy, and just a continuation of my love of women's magazines and teen magazines, which really don't exist at all anymore. Thanks for the opportunity to share.
Oh, that is so cool.
That's a great story.
Yeah, for sure.
Thanks so much for sharing that.
I love that she said that Sassy was like, they were sassy.
Yes.
A little snarky. That's so fun.
Was that it wasn't like trying to perform a version of that.
And it hit, if I recall. So like I think it started in 88, and that would have put it like my junior year in high school, and that feels like that's about the perfect time to have a magazine like that. You know, like
absolutely. Yeah, and that's sort of leading into, like, I graduated high school in 91, so that's leading into grunge.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like Kurt Cobain was on the cover at one point, I think, and Johnny Depp, and you know, they had like
the ultimate snark.
They had the people, the sass, like for sure.
That's for sure. That's so good.
That's very cool. Thank you for sharing that. That's wonderful.
I love that. And there's parts of the holidays that I really do enjoy.
Yeah.
And I've enjoyed our little like nostalgic walk through movie land. That
I can't wait to sit down and watch some movies with you.
I'll get to fill in all the gaps, and then I won't have to just smile and act really excited about movies I've actually never watched.
You will have very strong opinions.
I will share
And
them.
I cannot wait.
You have been listening to Gen X Women Are Sick of This Shit. Hey, Megan.
Hey, Lesley.
What do people do if they want to find us?
Well, we have a website that people can find us on, and that is genxwomenpod.com. We also have a Facebook page. We have an Instagram account as well. Mm-hmm. We have a YouTube account where we put YouTube shorts and other little tidbits up there. We have a TikTok account.
I don't talk the tick or tick the talk.
You don't tick the talk?
I
barely talk the tick, but I did put a TikTok up.
We're explaining the internet to people again.
That's
okay, though.
It's great.
We need to know how the internet works. Can people buy merch?
They absolutely can. We have a merch store on the website itself, and we also have an Etsy store, too. So they're just pretty easy to find. It's just Gen X Women on Etsy.
And if you are listening to this podcast, presumably you found it somewhere. And while you're there, give us a review.
Yeah.
Let us know what you think.
Throw some stars at us.
That'd be great. We'll take 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5.
Ooh, 5.
Maybe 10.
And also make sure that you are hitting subscribe so that you're notified whenever a new episode drops.
Most important.
We also have a 5 minutes of fame that I think we should tell people about, too.
Hell yes. We want to know your stories, your 5 minutes of fame stories. You can send those stories in on the website, or you can call 1-888-GEN-X-POD and leave your story for us, and we will play it live in our next episode. Or 2 or 3.
We'll listen to it on a little red phone just like Batman.
That'd be cool. Let's get a bat phone.
A bat phone.
I think that's it.
I think you're right.